Okay, let's do that.
Where are these individuals going to ply their trade? So, Buck, I'm going to have you start. Where do you see Kenny Pickett landing?
Oh, Kenny Pickett will have one of those new shiny uniforms for the Washington Commanders, because when I think about Ron Rivera and Scott Turner, offensive coordinator, they want a guy that is experienced, because with experience brings expertise. His ability to play for a long time at Pitt should allow him to be a plug-and-play starter at the next level.
Lance?
I like him with the Pittsburgh Steelers, as a matter of fact. I like him going all the way
Staying in Pitt.
to number 20 or even moving up a little bit. And I like that. I like the fact that Pittsburgh's been able to watch his growth as a person, as a quarterback, so they've seen it in their own backyard. But I think that what they want to do with Najee Harris in terms of the running game, I think it's a good natural fit for the progression of Kenny Pickett. One of the biggest jumps we've ever seen from year 3 to year 4, and I think that speaks to his potential growth on the pro level.
All right. How about Matt Corral?
Hey, look, I talked about it. I said he reminds me a little bit of Drew Brees, the way that he is the gunslinger, but very accurate and a nice decision maker. So I'm going to give him the New Orleans Saints, because this will be the nice replacement if they don't keep Jameis Winston and they're not going to allow Taysom Hill to be the quarterback. Matt Corral will be a nice fit.
Cosign. Bucky said it perfectly. And Pete Carmichael, they rehired. They kept him there, the offensive coordinator. He was in San Diego with Drew Brees. Then he went over to New Orleans with Drew Brees, and I think they're going to see a lot of Drew Brees and Matt Corral, the release quickness, the competitive edge that he has. I think it's a really good fit in New Orleans.
All right, let's go to that high ceiling of Malik Willis. Where's he go, Buck?
Okay, so I would say keep an eye on the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I think it'd be a nice fit there, kind of like that Cordell Stewart thing they had going. But let's go to Detroit. Let's say that because Jared Goff is in place, they now can take Malik Willis as a red shirt, let him kind of learn behind the scenes, much like Patrick Mahomes and some other quarterbacks have done, and then hand him the keys to the kingdom and let him unleash all that athleticism on the NFC North.
Ron Rivera got to a Super Bowl with a dual-threat quarterback who was very dynamic in Cam Newton. I like Washington Commanders here. And, let's also remember that Scott Turner, the offense coordinator in 17-18, was the quarterback's coach for Cam Newton as well. So he had a background with that type of quarterback. I think this is a great fit at number 11.
All right, we haven't talked a lot about him, but what about Sam Howell out of North Carolina, Buck? You got a little vested interest there in what's happening with Sam Howell, your alma mater?
I mean, a vested interest because the guy decided that I inspired him so much that he wore my number. And so I want to see this guy have a tremendous amount of success. And so let's go with the Detroit Lions for Sam Howell. When I think about Sam Howell and what he's been able to do, he's a nice guy. That, look, if you don't want to spend a first-round pick, second rounder comes in, he's your long-term developmental playing quarterback. I think he'd be a great fit in Detroit.
I thought he was going to get the Bucky bump into the first, but as it stands, I'm going to go Atlanta in the second round as well. And I think when you look at what Atlanta can do now, eventually getting away from Matt Ryan, maybe going to a more college-centric type of offense with Kyle Pitts there, who's a hybrid player. Want to have an offensive coordinator calling plays. It's a hybrid play calling with a hybrid player in Sam Howell, who, by the way, ran great last year. He almost got to 1,000 yards. Like, he was really talented as a runner last year.
Yeah, so you're sleeping on him.
He's a big, thick
You're
guy,
sleeping on him. You're sleeping on number 7.
You mentioned underrated when we were talking about Desmond Ridder a little bit earlier. So what round does Desmond end up going in, and where's he go?
Okay, let's go second round, and let's go to the Denver Broncos. If Nathaniel Hackett can get the Jacksonville Jaguars to the AFC Championship game with Blake Bortles, he absolutely can make things happen with Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder is a much better player and prospect, in my estimation, than Blake Bortles was coming in. So I'm going to go with him in Denver.
I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings, but I think they may have to trade up in the second round to get their hands on Desmond Ridder. And who knows, Desmond today may show out and go even higher. But I think what we're looking for with Desmond Ridder in Minnesota is you have Kevin O'Connell, you have a new regime, so new GM, new head coach, you get a new quarterback, you let Kirk Cousins play it out this year, and you groom Desmond Ridder to be the next signal caller in an offense that already has plenty of weapons.